In recent years, air travel in China has fully recovered from the pandemic, and in 2024, the country reached a record high of more than 700 million people. At the end of 2024, there were more than 260 airports in operation in China, and another 22 new facilities with over $20 billion in investment were under construction. Among them, Dalian International Airport stands out. It is set to become the world's largest airport built on an artificial island. Once completed, the airport will occupy an impressive area of 20 square kilometers, which is about 1.5 times larger than the largest artificial airport currently operating, Hong Kong Airport. But the impressive facts do not end there. The new airport will have 4 runways and a giant passenger terminal of 900,000 square meters. The airport will be designed to serve 80 million passengers per year, and its operation is scheduled to begin in 2035. In August, one of the most important stages was successfully completed: the processing of a deep foundation on a 77-hectare area reclaimed from the sea. This was an important step in preparing the land for construction, especially given the soft and unstable soil in the area. The existing Dalian Airport has been expanded 5 times, most recently in 2011 to 2012. However, today it is completely surrounded by urban development, which rules out the possibility of further expansion. The existing airport reached its maximum capacity in 2016. Planning for the construction of a new airport had been underway for a long time, but difficulties arose. The city is located on a peninsula surrounded by water on 3 sides, and rapid urbanization left very little suitable land for such a large-scale project. In addition, Dalian is located in a valley surrounded by mountains, which makes takeoffs and landings difficult in bad weather. In this regard, the authorities decided to build a new airport on an artificial island in Jin Bay, north of the city center. Unlike other megacities that are building a second airport as a hub for low-cost airlines, Dalian's new airport will completely replace the old one and inherit its code. However, the project has been delayed several times, first due to a lack of approval from national authorities, then due to the pandemic, which pushed back the opening date from 2020. The work is currently divided into 3 stages. The first stage is the creation of an artificial island and land reclamation, which began in 2011. Later, the process was stopped pending permission from the central authorities, but by 2024 the island was mostly completed and occupies an area of 21 square kilometers, becoming the largest artificial airport island in the world. The second stage is deep processing of the foundation on a site of 77,000 square meters. This made it possible to proceed to the next stage, the construction of the foundation of the terminal and runways. The third stage is the construction of the first terminal with an area of 400,000 square meters. According to the project, the main terminal will have a triangular shape and 6 piers, to which more than 6 boarding gates will lead. At this stage, 2 runways will be built, and the throughput capacity will be 43 million passengers and 650,000 tons of cargo per year. Then, as part of the second stage of expansion, it is planned to add 2 more runways and increase the area of the terminal to 900,000 square meters. The overall budget for the project is $4.3 billion, but experts warn that the real cost is likely to rise due to difficulties and delays. As the chief engineer notes, the project is extremely complex even by the standards of China, which has vast construction experience. It will involve installing more than 3,000 piles with a diameter of 1.2 to 1.6 meters and a length of up to 80 meters, 3 times longer than at standard airports. The reclaimed area has a rectangular shape, 6.54 kilometers long and 3.5 kilometers wide. The total length of the dams is 21 kilometers, and the minimum distance to the shore is 4.5 kilometers. Once completed, the world's largest aircraft, such as the Airbus A380, will be able to take off and land here. About 400,000 cubic meters of concrete and 43,000 tons of reinforcement will be required to build the pile foundation. Construction of the terminal and the pile foundation occupies an area of about 200,000 square meters. At peak times, the site employs between 800 and 1,000 people, as well as more than 50 large-scale construction machines. The project is being implemented around the clock. On average, 10 to 15 piles are installed per day, and about 1,000 piles will be driven in total. The reclamation will create 16,628 hectares of new land, which is about 81% of the entire island. Long-term plans for the project include the construction of 2 additional runways and an increase in the terminal to 400,000 square meters, which will allow it to handle up to 80 million passengers, more than 1 million tons of cargo and mail, and 540,000 takeoffs and landings per year. This large-scale project is just one part of China's efforts to develop its aviation infrastructure. The country aims to increase the total number of civil airports to 450 by 2035, by which time China will serve more than 2 billion passengers annually, according to the International Air Transport Association. The new airport in Dalian symbolizes not only the country's ambitions to modernize its northeastern region, but also its desire to strengthen its position in global air travel.